Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are jumping into a really key part of the Ramayana. We're going to follow Rama's path from, being this lone guy in exile to becoming the head of a massive alliance, an alliance that's going to change everything.
All right, so how on earth does a simple forest exile blow up into this massive, epic war? Let's get into it. You'll see how a single promise, a really nasty act of revenge, and this heartbreaking search for a lost love all get tangled together to kick off one of the biggest conflicts you've ever heard of.
Okay, so our story kicks off with Rama deep in the Dandaka forest. Now, he's a prince in exile, sure, but he's not just sitting around twiddling his thumbs. No way. He steps up and becomes this protector, a real symbol of hope for people who are being terrorized and have nobody else to count on.
Right from the get-go, Rama isn't messing around. He makes it clear he's a warrior for good. He takes down the demon Virata, and then he goes looking for the great sages to learn from them. So you gotta understand, this isn't just a hike in the woods. It's way more than that. It's about him figuring out who he is and what he's meant to do. And this right here, this is a huge deal. You have these incredible divine weapons, originally from the god Indra himself. They get passed to the sage Agastya, and now they're given to Rama. This is a massive turning point. I mean, these aren't just a fancy bow and arrows. They're a symbol, a sign that he's now got this divine mission, a responsibility that's all on him now.
So then, these ascetics, these holy men, they come to Rama and they are desperate. They tell him how they're being constantly tormented by these creatures called Rakshasas. For them, Rama is their only hope. And seeing how much they're suffering, well, he makes a promise. A promise that is going to set the whole story in motion.
And bam! Just like that, his promise is immediately put to the test. And what happens next? This one, single, incredibly violent confrontation, it's gonna blow this whole situation up in a way nobody could have possibly predicted. Now, to really get what Rama's up against, we need to talk about the Rakshasas. So, what are they? Think of them as this race of powerful and often pretty evil beings. They're the bad guys in this chapter. And it's one of them, a female Rakshasi, who's about to light the fuse on this whole thing. Her name is Surpanaka, and she can change her shape. She goes up to Rama and his brother Lakshmana, and things get ugly fast. The confrontation ends with Lakshmana disfiguring her. So you can imagine, she's furious, she's humiliated, and she runs off with only one thing on her mind: revenge. And oh, the story she tells, it's pure venom. She gets back to her people in a region called Janastana, and she just lays into them, demanding they get payback for her, demanding they wipe Rama off the face of the earth. And the response? It's just staggering. We're not talking about a small group here. They sent an entire army, 14,000 Rakshasa warriors, and they have one job and one job only: to completely destroy Rama. Just look at these odds, it's completely insane. You have a massive army, led by these terrifying generals, Kara, Dushana, and Trisira, and on the other side, just one guy, a single prince. It looks like a done deal, right? Well, nope. In this absolutely mind-blowing show of strength, Rama takes them all on by himself and wins. He wipes out the entire army.
So word of this impossible defeat gets back to the big boss, the demon king Ravana, all the way in his kingdom of Lanka. And when he hears that his relatives and his entire army in that region have been wiped out by one man, he is absolutely livid. We're talking pure, uncontrollable rage.
Ravana's smart, though. He gets that sending an army didn't work, so he thinks, okay, time for plan B. This time, it's not about brute strength. It's going to be about being sly, about deception. He wants to make this personal, and to pull it off, he needs help from another Rakshasa, a guy named Maricha.
Here's the thing, though. Maricha has actually seen what Rama can do before. He knows this is a terrible, terrible idea. He basically begs Ravana, telling him, look, going up against this guy is a huge mistake. Don't do it.
But does Ravana listen? Of course not. The text actually says he was incited by fate, which is pretty telling. He lets his pride get the better of him, completely ignores the wise advice, and basically sets himself on a path straight towards a showdown with Rama.
And the plan they come up with is just devious. It's also super effective. Maricha transforms himself into this beautiful, magical, golden deer. It's a trick, right, to lure Rama and Lakshmana away from their camp. And it works.
While they're gone, Ravana swoops in, grabs Rama's wife Sita, and takes off. The great vulture Jatayu tries to stop him, but Ravana mortally wounds him in the process. This moment, this abduction, it changes everything for Rama. His whole mission shifts. It's not just about protecting sages in the forest anymore. Now it is personal. It's a desperate search, driven by grief and his incredible love for Sita.
And when Rama finds out what happened, he's just broken. The book says he's so overcome with grief that his senses are literally dulled. He's in a really bad way. But even in that deep sorrow, he knows he has to keep going. And as he starts moving, he starts finding clues, answers he desperately needs.
And you can really see his journey here, from total despair to taking action. Every single encounter is like a piece of the puzzle falling into place. First, he finds the dying Jatayu, who with his last breath tells him it was Ravana who took Sita. Then, he defeats this demon Kishkindha, and its spirit tells him, you need an ally. And finally, he meets the devout ascetic Shabari, who gives him a destination. Go to the Pampa Lake.
So, he listens to Shabari. He makes his way to the Pampa Lake, and this is it. His lonely, desperate search is about to be over. This is where the foundation for the Great War will be built.
And it's there, by the lake, that he meets Hanuman. Hanuman is this incredibly wise and strong monkey warrior, and he's the key to everything. He introduces Rama to his king, Sugriva, who, get this, is also an exile. Rama tells Sugriva his whole story, and they find this incredible common ground. I mean, they're both powerful leaders who've lost their kingdoms and their wives. And Sugriva, hearing all this, is genuinely moved. He sees their shared pain, their shared fight, and right there, they make a pact of friendship. And this isn't just some handshake deal. No, this is a sacred vow, with Agni, the god of fire, as their witness. It's official. From this point forward, Rama's fight is Sugriva's fight.
So just like that, Rama isn't alone anymore. He's got a king on his side and a whole army ready to back him up. The stage is totally set for this massive confrontation to get Sita back. But you know, the big question is still hanging in the air. Is this new alliance really going to be enough to take down the mighty, fearsome king of Lanka?